Hi, I'm Michelle Smart. I'm an enrolled agent trying to keep you updated on the latest on the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Please give a like and subscribe so other people who are looking for this content can find my channel. So the most important news that is happening right now is that there is a bill to, again, end ERC early, to end it for anybody who sent in their claim after January 31st, 2024. So this has passed already in the House without that modification. So that still exists in the current bill as we know it. So now so I'm sharing with you, this is just a news article about this bill that has passed, and it passed 215 to 214. There are many provisions in this bill, and the ones about the ERC still exist, and that is that the ERC would retroactively end January 31st, 2024. And what that means is anything submitted after that date would no longer be valid. This is really a stab at the small businesses who are waiting for these refunds and waiting for a lifeline to continue to stay in business. So this bill also extends the audit for the ERC to 9 years. It's absolutely outrageous. Many of us think it's not even legal. Sorry, how can you even have a bill that ends the tax credit early and you're going to retroactively make it almost a year and a half prior to the bill being passed? It's absolutely outrageous. We have Kevin O'Leary is the one who read some of this and alerted many people, and he's been on the bandwagon saying this is just really horrible for small businesses. We need to get this out of this tax bill and keep the ERC going because, as you know, you all need that money and you need it badly. So let's keep an eye on this. It's going to the Senate. We think it could be voted on next week, and we'll just have to watch and see. Please call your representatives. There's many, tax attorneys and accountants who don't even know how it's possible to do this, but there have been a lot of things lately that who knows how they legally are doing this. In addition, in this bill, apparently it gives more powers to President Trump, and just it's cutting out SNAP benefits and all kinds of things. So take a look at it. I can't give you all the details on the bill. We'll keep our eyes on it, and I'll let you know if I hear anything about it passing. Now, there's something else that I want to bring up to you, and it's want a clarification to you on what I've said when I say stay in the game about the ERC. So as we know, the deadlines have already passed for both 2020 and 2021 for applying for the ERC. Many claims have not yet been paid, but you cannot apply for it anymore. So if you have applied and you now get a letter that says it's disallowed, what does it mean to stay in the game? It means to write the IRS back. There are instructions on the disallowance letters that tell you how to appeal it. I have a video on it, or you can either do that, or you can either watch the video or read the letter. It tells you how to appeal it. So go through the process. Don't just give up and think, oh, well, I only really had a 19% drop in gross receipts, so I'm just going to not appeal it. Well, this is going to be a problem for you, because if this lawsuit that wants the court to throw out notice 2021-20, if that happens and you have not appealed, you're not going to get another chance, because you cannot reapply. And if you think in some fantasy world, the IRS is going to go back and look at all the claims that they disallowed and suddenly open your case back up and pay you, that's a big delusion, because it's not going to happen. So what I'm trying to say is, don't give up, don't withdraw. If you get letters from the IRS, file the appeals. So when I say stay in the game, it's don't withdraw, do your appeals, whatever it is you need to do. As long as your claim is in there and it's showing on the transcript, in the game still. So I did have somebody contact me, and thank you for that contact, that they had received a letter September of 2023 telling them that their ERC refund was approved, and they still have not received a check. So we're seeing all kinds of messes like this. So, and he's getting no information on why he doesn't have it, other than no check was cashed. I know some people had their check sent out and they were cashed fraudulently by another person, but this person said the check just hasn't got out, and there's no explanation why. So now I will tell you one other little piece of advice. If you're in this situation, as this gentleman is, some of the things I've seen happen is that these things fall into what I call the IRS Bermuda Triangle. For example, the IRS was so far behind after COVID that the people who paper filed the original, the 941, that was not in the system yet. And then the IRS was processing out of order, and they put the 941X into the system and sent a notice to the taxpayer saying, we cannot process your 941X. As we know, that means it's an amended return. The X means it's amended because we have not received your 941, which is the original, and we cannot amend a return that we haven't yet received. Well, this was just the IRS being out of order. They're not really chronological, as they like to claim. And then when this client sent back in the 941 a second and third time, and I checked the transcripts, the IRS had the 941 but it had been put on their file after the receipt of the 941X. I contacted the IRS and said, you've got both of the forms now, so what's going on? And the agent, who was very honest with me, said, oh, there's no agent assigned to this anymore. It kind of fell off the cliff because we couldn't process it because we didn't have the original, but there was no note to come back around to it once they processed the 941. So what I'm saying is, sometimes when you're in these calls with the IRS, you don't know what to do, you're not getting information. You might want to ask them, has there been an agent assigned to my case? Has there been an agent who is supposed to be processing this? Because we want to make sure it's not just sitting there. Is it in line to be processed? Is it in line to be assigned? Somehow these fall into this Bermuda Triangle, and we're having more and more problems with the IRS because there are just not enough agents to do the work. And we're having this across the board with the IRS, refunds being delayed 2 and 3 years and more. And so you're not alone if this is happening to you. It's happening also to all of us licensees. They sent me a letter saying, we haven't received your continuing education. And I looked it up. I said, yes, it is. There it is. You put it in the wrong year. It's like, I'm sorry, everything is like this. It's just a mess. And so that's the case for everyone. Whatever information you can get when you call and try to get something done, just find out if it's been assigned. I think this helps a lot to know that somehow it's in process. It's not just sitting in the Bermuda Triangle. So you're not alone out there with these things going on. A lot of these claims are 2 and 3 years late. And we do have some claims that were filed after January 31st, 2024. Someone asked me, how do I know some of those were paid? It's from other accountants who have told me that they've had claims paid that were filed after January 31st, 2024. So that will create even more of a mess if the IRS has to go back and refund those if this bill passes. So please get on the phone with your representative and tell them, we are the small businesses. We are the backbone of America. We need this money. This is absolutely outrageous that you're trying to balance the budget by kicking us in the butt. Not fair. So it will help, because we know this vote that passed the House was by one vote that it passed. So get on the phone and call. So anyway, this is Michelle Smart, trying to keep you updated on the ERC. Please give me a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. I can't answer every single call I get, but I will try to answer your questions. Thanks again.